Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Julia. I'm a second year vet student at Virginia, Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine, and today we're going to be talking about my top 10 essentials for veterinary school. So as you may notice, I am once again in a new location. I came home this week. It is my birthday this Wednesday, and that inspired me to remember last year when I was trying to figure out what things I wanted to get in terms of things that would be essential for starting veterinary school in the fall. So today I want to help you maybe prioritize some things that you might want to purchase and or things that you may already have that I think of as absolutely essential items for veterinary school. So number one, an iPad. So for me, an iPad was literally the most essential item I have ever owned for veterinary school. You're gonna receive a lot of PowerPoints, a lot of notes, and it's something where I was able to handwrite things and organize all of my materials all in one place, as well as using it for studying and making charts and diagrams and labeling anatomy labs and so forth. So I'm going to do an entire separate video on how I study with the iPad, but it was crucial for me passing my first year of vet school. So if you're not an Apple person or if you really don't want an iPad, then I definitely recommend you get some sort of computer or something where you can write on it and turn it into a tablet as well, because I think it'll really help you organize all your material and help you study for all of your various different classes in vet school. Okay, number two. A good backpack. So as with any other school year, you really need to have a good backpack. So vet school, just like undergrad, just like high school, you need to have a good backpack. This year, more than ever, because the thing with vet school is not only are you going to be carrying around your computer and or your laptop, but you're also going to have maybe your lab coat, maybe some scrubs, maybe a change of clothes, maybe a dissection kit, definitely your stethoscope, definitely some other things like pencils and pens and whatever. So having a good backpack where you can lug around whatever you need is definitely essential, because you don't want to forget anything and you don't want to have a backpack that doesn't actually carry enough stuff that you may need. So having a good spacious backpack, I have a North Face, but really any backpack that has lots of pockets will definitely help carry you through vet school. So my third essential thing / item is coffee and having a good coffee maker. Caffeine is one of those things that you will find yourself running on empty during vet school. And if you find yourself running on empty, or if it's just any old regular day for you, caffeine is essential. So I personally have had a coffee maker that I've had since freshman year of undergrad. But this year, shout out to one of my roommates, we will also have an espresso machine. So yay for coffee. But there's going to be days where you are going to be studying long hours. You may be studying into the night, and you're going to find yourself just really needing something to help carry you through. And I'm not saying it's good to have a caffeine addiction, but let's be real. So number 4, on a more serious note, it is super necessary to have a good support system. This support system may be family, it may be friends, it may be roommates, it may even be peers. But you're gonna have times where you may be struggling a little bit, maybe you failed an exam. Hello, I have multiple times. So there's gonna be times where you really need somebody to be there for you and to be like, hey, it's okay, you're capable, you can do this, you belong here. That's a big thing. You belong here. Imposter syndrome is a big deal. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But you need to have a support system that makes you feel like you are strong and you can do this. So if you already have a support system, great, keep them around, you're gonna need them. If you don't, definitely utilize meeting your peers and seeing if you can find a good support system within them. Number 5, shoes. So you're gonna find yourself in anatomy lab where you may get things on your shoes that most normal people wouldn't get on their shoes. you're gonna need shoes that can be cleaned, you're gonna need shoes that are comfy for long hours in surgery, long days in clinics. I really need to take my own advice here because I personally have not invested in good shoes, but that is something that I am working on. So good shoes that can be cleaned easily, comfy, durable, are very, very essential for veterinary school and quite frankly, essential for your career. So mental note, I need to buy some shoes. On a similar topic, you also need some good rubber boots. So your school may have requirements for this, but you'll likely find yourself in some cow labs and some sheep labs, and while they're oh so lovely fun, they are also quite dirty, and biosecurity is also a thing, so you will likely need fully 100% rubber boots that you can clean and sanitize before and after leaving the barn. Rubber boots and good quality shoes that can also be cleaned are definitely essential items for vet school. Number 6, you need to have certain clothes for vet school. So I'm sure we all know that we need some scrubs. So you may already have some scrubs, you may be super excited to buy some scrubs, but I highly recommend checking in with your school before you make any purchases because us personally, each incoming class has a different scrub color that they are required to get. Our class, we have navy blue, but point is depending on the school, depending on the class, you may need a certain scrub color. So you don't want to be buying $200 worth of scrubs from your favorite company and running into the issue of the fact that you can't even wear them. So you need scrubs, but you need to make sure that you are getting the color and possibly also the style that your school requires. Similarly, you will find yourself in anatomy labs where you need lab coats. Again, you are dealing with things that most people do not deal with getting on their clothes. So you need something to keep your clothes clean. I personally got 2 lab coats from justlabcoats.com. They were nice and cheap. They carried me through the messiness of anatomy lab, and I thought 2 pairs was okay, but you might want 3, you might want 4. Depends on how often you want to switch them out, how often you want to wash them, and so forth. But lab coats are definitely required. Your school may also have recommendations on which ones to buy and the length of them, so maybe check in with your school on that as well, but you will need to be buying some lab coats. Lastly, also on the topic of rubber boots from the last section, is you need to have coveralls. So once again, your school may have requirements for colors and styles. Excuse my computer. So you may need to get a certain color or style that your school recommends. We had to get short sleeve, long pant coveralls that were navy blue. I got both my pairs of coveralls from Dickies. We were required to get 2 pairs. You may be required to get 1, you may be required to get 2 or 3. So again, check in with your school. They should send you an email with all of this information, but this is something that you, again, don't want to be buying and then all of a sudden needing to return or buy another pair of simply because you unfortunately needed a different color. My 7th essential thing is a hobby or some form of stress relief. So I personally love hiking. Virginia, Maryland is great because we're right in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have the New River Valley where you can go tubing, you can do lots of outdoor sports. So if outdoor things are what you desire, definitely take advantage of that. Prioritize your mental health. If you don't like to do things outdoors, maybe listen to some music, read some books, watch some movies with friends. Have something that can kind of take you away from vet school because it's very easy to let vet school consume your life. My suggestion for prioritizing your mental health is to occasionally take a step back, read a book, paint something, buy a plant, watch some movies. Do something to prioritize yourself, take care of yourself, take a step away from vet school for a second. And so some form of hobby, some form of stress relief is definitely essential for vet school. Okay, number 8 is a good planner. This can also be a calendar, but you're gonna find yourself having a bunch of different classes, a bunch of different exams to study for, a bunch of different labs to attend. Never mind the fact that you may have other responsibilities in life. So you need to have something to help organize because you're gonna start to get a little overwhelmed. I was never really one to organize things in my life, but all of a sudden I had a million things going on at once and I didn't really know where I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to be doing when, and it can get chaotic. So I definitely recommend that you get a planner or a calendar or something of the sort. You can even use something that comes with your laptop or your iPad, but something to help organize your life, because things can get out of hand very quickly if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to be studying for, don't know what lab you're supposed to be running to at the moment. So definitely have something where you can kind of see everything all laid out and see, okay, I need to do this, I need to be here then, I have this exam coming up. It'll really allow you to breathe and become a little less stressed. So my 9th essential item is a dissection kit and a suture practice kit. So Virginia, Maryland did give us a dissection kit before we started, so you might want to check in with your school and see if they're going to give you that, but if they're not, you will likely need one for anatomy labs. So a dissection kit is definitely essential, and we were not given suture practice kits, but you will learn suture patterns and you may be tested on these, but you will definitely need to know them for surgery. So a suture kit, a suture practice kit, you know, they have them where they're like fake skin type things, are definitely good to help you practice your suture patterns and help you get a feel for handling the instruments and, you know, the different types of things that are involved in that. Lastly, you need a stethoscope. So once again, Virginia, Maryland did give us a stethoscope. We got a Littman Classic 3. I personally believe that this stethoscope will last me through all 4 years of vet school and beyond. I think it is a very good stethoscope. I know lots of people are really into the cardio. Lots of people are like, oh, well, I want to have a really good quality one so I can listen really well. My personal opinion is we are still baby vets. You're going to be throwing, maybe not, but I found myself throwing my stethoscope in my backpack and lugging it around with me because you need it quite frequently. And you definitely don't want to buy something that is super expensive that all of a sudden some crazy accident happens and you break it. So my recommendation is, while we are still baby vets and while we are still in vet school, is you get something like the Classic 3, something that can carry you through, something that will be very good, very adequate, that will get you through all 4 years of vet school. And then maybe once you graduate, you can treat yourself to something a little bit fancier. But regardless, a stethoscope is absolutely necessary. You will need it, obviously, in your career, but in vet school as well. So get a stethoscope. That wraps up my 10 essentials for vet school. These were things that I was really curious about entering my first year, and these are things that are going to help carry me through my second year as well. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, definitely drop them below. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.